Hello Capricorn, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for your August 2023 Tarotscope. It is my absolute pleasure and such a blessing to be here with you. So thank you for being here with me. In the description box below, you will find links to all sorts of goodies. You will also find a timestamp if you would like to jump to the start of your reading. Please do keep in mind that this is a collective reading, not a personal reading, so only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. We are going to be taking a look at how you grew last month, what truth you are ready to have revealed to you now, how this truth will challenge you, how this truth will bless you, and getting you some guidance that will best support your evolutionary unfolding. So let's dive in, Capricorn, and see what is coming up for you this month. Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves. How did Capricorn grow in July 2023, please? How did Capricorn grow last month, please? How did Capricorn grow last month? Okay, thank you. What truth is, thank you. How will this truth challenge Capricorn, please? How will this truth challenge Capricorn? For some of you, I feel like it's going to challenge you by having you acknowledge things that maybe you didn't want to before. Or maybe, you were unwilling to before. How will this truth challenge Capricorn, please? Yeah, thank you. Okay, that was fast. I didn't even get the words out. Tell us more, please, about how Capricorn grew last month. Okay. Tell us more, please, about what truth Capricorn is ready to have. Okay. Oh, that was weird. I'm going to get that, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's continue. How will this truth challenge Capricorn, please? How will this okay, thank you. And how will this truth bless Capricorn, please? What guidance will best support Capricorn in their evolution, please? Thank you. Okay, let's dive in. How did you grow last month, Capricorn? The law of reciprocity. Give without expecting anything in return. This is interesting. For some of you, I feel like you've learned that the universe mirrors back to you what you give out. I also feel like for some of you, you were blessed in ways that you didn't expect. And maybe they didn't even seem like anything big. Or maybe they didn't seem, how do you say, they could have went easily unnoticed if you weren't paying attention. But I do feel like you may have grown by recognizing that the universe gives back to you, God gives back to you, right? So just to share something, Capricorn, I actually had ordered a gift for someone. And instead of sending me like one of the gifts, I got sent like 6 of that individual item. And so the universe gave back to me in that way. And then I had something similar happen. I had bought a gift and it wasn't working. So I tried to return it. Well, they didn't want it because it didn't work. So then I ordered something else and I gave that gift, and then come to find out the thing did work. It just needed a little help. So the universe gives to us in ways that we don't expect. Sometimes it's a parking space in the front row at the grocery. Sometimes it is somebody paying it forward when you're trying to buy coffee, right? So it happens in ways that sometimes we don't expect, and sometimes it feels little. But the energy is a match to whatever we give out. And so again, I feel like some of you have learned that giving just to give comes back in ways that you don't expect, and sometimes it's multiplied. Okay? So, like maybe, for example, you hold the door open for somebody at the grocery, and then a little time goes by and somebody, like I said, pays for your coffee, right? Or maybe you are a listening ear for somebody, and then the next thing you know, there's a wide open parking space right at the front of the grocery on a day that you have to fill your whole refrigerator, right? Just little things like that. I feel like this could be something that you have maybe learned. And I feel like it's taken some time to do that. Okay, because there's what appear to be like the moon cycles here on the top, and all of these what kind of look like doorways. So I feel like it's taken you a while to learn to give without expecting anything in return, which is interesting, right? Because Capricorn, this is a judgment-free zone, but sometimes on the lower spectrum, if you will, Capricorn has a tendency to sometimes be maybe a bit greedy or miserly even. And so, I feel that this is tremendous. This is a beautiful growth for you. We also have here the law of correlation. Witness the boomerang effect of your beliefs and actions. Again, it's like what you get out or what you put out, you get back. Right? So I feel like these two kind of go hand in hand. And look, they're even kind of mirrored, right? Both of them are even kind of mirrored. So I feel that how do I say, this may sound silly, but I literally just had this drop into my field. The whole story of like, the Christmas Carol and Ebenezer Scrooge. You guys, I say this with so much love, okay? We've all had things we've had to go through. We all still have things we have to go through, egoic things that we have to overcome. It is part of being on this planet, okay? No judgment. It simply is. So I want you to understand. But this story is coming to mind because I feel like for some of you, you've had this change of heart. Maybe you looked at the world as, this negative place, this place that takes and doesn't give, and maybe you've felt like you've had to hold on to everything you've got, and maybe if you don't give, if you give something and then don't give back, or rather, pardon me, if you give and don't get back what you expect, or haven't gotten back what you've expected, then you've let that influence you, right? When we don't expect things, we put down a tremendous weight. We release a huge burden off of our shoulders, and we can subsequently prevent disappointment and heartbreak. Right? So this is if you resonate with this, this is a pretty big growth. It's a pretty big step forward. And actually I just saw 10:10 on the timer. So, I mean, it's a big, how would we say, like completing of a cycle, right? It is a big move, a big step forward. Okay. To clarify, you do, wow, this is interesting. You have the Lovers here, which is really fascinating to me because the Lovers can be your values or your personal beliefs. And I feel like this is where you've grown. I feel like things maybe mean something different to you now. Your personal beliefs about certain things, like I was speaking on, may look differently now. You may have brought some, let's say, balance and harmony and union into your experience, right? And I feel that this is through the choices that you've made. I feel, I don't know, whatever it is, maybe you just went through an experience where you just had to learn something, right? Whatever that looks like for you, and you know, that's not to downplay it at all, certainly, but I feel that there's something here where, again, I feel your personal beliefs and values have changed, and you may have reached some kind of union within yourself, or some kind of harmony or balance or understanding within yourself, which may be being mirrored back to you. Okay? It may be being mirrored back to you, or there has been some sort of, how would you say, there's something that has happened, probably via your choices, which is affecting your external world or your relationship with your external world. Because each of these cards has two beings in them, every single one of them. Right? Every single one of them. So I do feel like this has impacted your external experience, your relationships with other people, period. Not only that, but this is the freaking Lovers card. Right? Which is relationships. So, you know, I feel like you may have grown in your relationships, and I feel like it's through this understanding of how you move in your world, your beliefs, your values impacts, thank you, your external experience. Right? And I feel like learning this may have helped you release some fears, because for some of you, you may have taken heed of that and have begun to implement that into your experience, thereby changing your reality, changing your experiences. Right? Again, witness the boomerang effect of your beliefs and actions. So what truth are you ready to have revealed to you then? The law of intention, give up complaining. Yeah. You know, again, I feel like it really does feel like to me that through reaching new levels of awareness, and changing or altering or taking on new belief systems, different sets of values, that you can see how that impacts your experience, impacts your reality. And I feel like with the truth that you're ready to have revealed to you, the law of intention, it's like, okay, well, if I'm doing things intentionally, then I can alter my reality, create my reality. If I'm complaining and I'm, let's say being maybe cynical or fearful or, pessimistic or whatever it is, like that is what I'm going to experience. So I feel like it's like coming, it's this coming full circle. And to be quite honest, through a majority of these tarot scopes, almost all of the cards have nearly identical themes to them. Like they're very, very close. And I know that kind of goes without saying, but I feel like it's this whole kind of unfolding, like this story that's like, hey, this is how this is unfolding, and it all has to do with this theme specifically. Right? Because like, I don't know how to explain it. If you watch your other signs, like for example, if this is your sun and you watch your moon and rising, you may see what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm going to read from the guidebook for you with this card, or from the guidebook for this card, pardon me. Just to get a little bit more depth on the truth that you're ready to have revealed to you. So it does say here, this law states that what you focus on and give attention to expands, and what you do not focus on or give attention to diminishes. You are a director of this universal law. The moment you give energy to any thought, it sets life into motion. You are being guided to stop giving energy to things you do not want and begin giving your energy to the things you do want. The universe is guiding you to go within, get clarity on your authentic desires, and set your intentions every day. By drawing this card, your higher self desires for you to stop complaining. What you place your attention upon is what will expand in your life. You are being guided to no longer give energy to things you do not want. And begin giving your energy to the things you do want. The universe is guiding you to go within and get clarity on what your authentic motives are. Go on a complaint-free diet for the day. Write down 100 things you are grateful for today. Right? So again, it's like focusing on, let's say, things that you're fearful about, or, maybe you're whatever the story. Right? The things that you don't want to experience, the things that disappoint you, hurt you, upset you, cause you pain, cause you stress. Oh, my knees hurt. Okay, well, you focus on that, it grows. Right? Okay, this person, or this is how the world works. Okay, well, that's going to grow. That's what you're going to experience, right? So I feel, again, the truth that you're ready to have revealed to you is that it is through your intention that you are able to create your reality. As within, so without. What you give your attention to grows. We also have the Knight of Pentacles to clarify in the reverse, which, here's the thing. This is an energy of, okay, first of all, I feel like I need to say, forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know. Okay? Because this truth is being revealed to you, or is ready to be revealed to you. And if you don't know that by focusing on something, you're going to make it grow in your experience, you can't blame yourself for that. Okay? So forgive yourself. Give yourself some grace. However, now that you do know, there's a need to understand that obsessing over those things is working without reward. You're giving energy to things that are not going to benefit you. If anything, it's only going to create more suffering, more discomfort, more disease, more disappointment, more loss, more whatever it is. Right? So it is literally this energy of obsessing over something and being given more about what you're obsessing about, which is what you don't want. Right? So it is, again, like working or putting your energy towards something that brings you no rewards. And I feel like this is what you're ready to know. Right? So instead, it's about giving your energy, again, to the things that you do want. I also feel like it's about taking responsibility. Right now that you know what you know, take responsibility for your intentions instead of running around all willy-nilly with your energy. So how will this challenge you, Capricorn? The law of correspondence. See life as the ultimate mirror, guiding you to the highest version of yourself. Yeah, again, it's like what you focus on, as within, so without, right? Wherever your energy's at, that's what you're going to bring attention to, or that's what you're going to bring into your experience. So it is this energy of, this is a mirror showing you. And when you are experiencing, let's say, suffering, disappointment, etc., it is trying to show you something about you. Whatever, however painful, however uncomfortable that may be. And I think something that I need to mention here is that there are times that we experience pain, suffering, disappointment as a catalyst for our growth. If we let ourselves see it, if we don't complain and we recognize, oh, this is trying to teach me something, I just have to figure out what it is. Life becomes something completely different. Whereas if we are stuck in this, oh, my life, it sucks, things are always terrible for me, they're not going to get better, type of thing. What if they never get better? I mean, you create this cycle. You give energy to this and it comes back to you. It is magnetized to you, and the universe, your brain, all show you more of that. Right? So these things that show up in your experience are there to help you to become the highest and best version of yourself, to help you to evolve. Again, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's disappointing, even if it's painful. We have the law of harmony, dissolve all discordance and chaos. So, I feel, again, that this is going to challenge you by acknowledging that the world is a mirror. That what you experience is a mirror to you and is teaching you something, or has the ability to teach you something. I mean, again, so it's interesting as we're going through these cards. Notice again, we have each of these cards up here has two figures on each of them, as like almost like a mirror, right? These two cards here have one, because it's you taking responsibility for you. Okay? We come down here and there are this literally has the word mirror on it. This card here, and this card has these two men here who are basically mirrors of each other. Because I feel like, this is where you're at in your evolution. This is what you're meant to be learning right now. And this being in this challenge position, I feel like that is going to be the biggest challenge for you, is allowing yourself to see that the world is a mirror to you, that there is much more going on here than meets the eye, right? Kind of breaking free from the very materialistic, physical viewpoint that many have of the world. Okay, understanding that not everything is logical. Not everything is going to make sense. So, I mean, again, I do feel like this is going to challenge you because it's going to put you in a position to see life as a mirror, but also to take responsibility for the chaos in your experience, because you have that power within you to create harmony or chaos. And again, as within, so without. So if you're experiencing chaos in your external reality, or you're experiencing conflict in your relationships, or whatever it is because that is within you. To clarify, Seven of Cups. This is an energy. I feel how this is coming through is very much like, okay, I feel like this could challenge you because you could be trying to figure out, like, I don't know how I'm going to say this, but it's what's coming through. It's like, how do I get around this? Right? Like, how do there's got to be another way to figure this out. That's how it's coming. That's the statement that's coming through. Okay? That this is not based, that this is not real. Okay? That your internal state of being does not influence your external reality. That's not a thing. Okay? So I feel like that's probably one of your biggest challenges. And choosing to see it for what it is. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's a very interesting interpretation probably of Seven of Cups, especially if you're familiar with tarot. But that is how this is coming through. It's coming through very much like, maybe if I choose this way, then this isn't real. And it's like, no, it's still real. It's still the truth, right? It's going to ask you to go in, and it's going to ask you to evaluate things and your energy, what you're putting out. Like, you have options here. You can decide how you're going to influence your reality. And, so like trying to like get around the system, like, it's not going to work. It's the structure of the freaking universe. It's not going to work. You also have the Fool here. Again, this is really interesting because it's that energy of like, oh, well, if I can just do this, it's like, I'm sorry, sweets, but that's not how it goes. Okay? Because this can be like a, how would you say, like, I don't, like being naive, being foolish, not knowing any better, acting without regard for consequence, and that's how this is coming up. Like, that's the challenge, right? The challenge is you didn't know, and you may be new to this, right? And again, forgive yourself for not knowing what you don't know. But it's like, now that you know, you can't just be reckless. It's, how do I say, like, it feels like there, I'm going to tell you how it feels. It feels like the challenge is you're resistant to what's true and wants to try to see it as anything but, and may try to figure out a way around it, may think that there's some other way to go about doing things or some way to get around it or something. But the truth is that would be reckless. The truth is that you are responsible. That's the truth. Right? And if you like, if you have to atone no matter what, whether you know or don't know, you have to atone. Right? And so now that you know, it's like, are you just going to create chaos for yourself, or are you going to choose harmony? Are you going to choose to see things as they are and take responsibility, or not? That's the challenge, right? And no judgment. Like, we've all denied truth. All of us have denied our truth at some point or another. We've all seen, been made aware of, forgave ourselves for not knowing what we didn't know, and then still chose to do it anyways. It happens. Okay? It's how we learn. How will this bless you? The law of cosmic creation. Your thoughts will echo into eternity. I mean, the law of cosmic creation, essentially, you are a divine being. You are creating your reality moment by moment. And that is going to be the blessing for you, because you're going to understand the impact that you can have on your reality. And here's the thing. In the tarot, Capricorn, you are represented by the devil. The devil being that materialistic viewpoint, that materialism, hedonism, addiction, that, the ego, like your ego. Also, representation of your ego as well, right? It is this attachment to the physical world, to materialistic viewpoints, tangible, like physical things, okay? And I feel like this is going to bless you by helping you to see something outside of that, if that resonates with you, right? Like seeing something different than the materialistic, just what you can touch with your hands. There's so much more than that. So much more, in fact, that you help to create your reality. Right? You are a divine being, you have a soul. And there are things that you're meant to be doing here. There are things that you are meant to be evolving through, right? Your soul has work to do here as well. It's not just about what you're able to accomplish in a physical body, right? Again, I'm just going to read this to you. I feel like I've read this card a lot throughout these readings, but clearly it is a space that many of us are in. But still, I want to give you that depth. Just share with you what is written here to give you a little bit more insight. I'm just going to read the message here. Okay. Well, I'm going to read part of the interpretation and then the message. So it says, within you is the same source that created gravity and the entire universe. Furthermore, you have the intelligence of the stars and planets within you. By picking this card, it indicates that you can exhale and know that your efforts will lessen. Create assets and not liabilities, and witness the perpetual giving of prosperous fruit. Create an environment that enables your greatness to exponentially grow. Create conscious businesses that help future generations compound in their ability to thrive. The universe is your canvas to leave your legacy. Right? And I'm just going to take this one step further and read the action portion here. It says, take some time to relax today. Exhale, knowing that the entire cosmos is working for you. Journal about the experience of doing nothing. And I just kind of have to chuckle because in my experience, like Capricorns doing nothing is like torture. Right? So, I feel like this is going to bless you by helping you to see the world from a very different perspective. Far beyond the physical. Okay? Far beyond your physical body and the world as a physical space. We do have the Queen of Cups here. So, I feel like here's the thing. This Queen of Cups in the upright, okay, is very like intuitive, psychic, spiritual. Okay. In the reverse, it's like all that's blocked. So I do feel that because we have this card showing up and it's in the state of blessing, or in the space of blessings, pardon me, that this could open up that more intuitive, spiritual side of yourself. It could help you to dive more deeply into your being, right? By understanding that your thoughts will echo into eternity, right? That you create your reality. Let's see what else we have here. Justice in the reverse. Yeah, cause and effect, right? You impact your reality, what you feel, where you're sitting with your emotions, the belief systems you have create your reality, cause and effect. Right? Your truth, whatever you believe to be true, impacts your reality. Again, I keep coming back to justice here, keeps coming up as like cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. And it feels like there's this, again, I feel like this is going to help you to take responsibility for what's going on at in the, or how would you say, for what's going on within you. And I feel like it's also going to expose you to the truth, right? The depth of what's truly there, what's truly within you, like the fact that you're a soul, that you're a divine being, right? But again, we're looking at a blessing. So I feel like it's going to show all of this to you, where you've been dishonest with yourself, where you haven't acknowledged your intuition, your spirituality, maybe your psychic gifts, right? It's going to show you where you've needed clarity or been unclear, maybe is a better way to put that. And I feel like it's going to show you the effect that those beliefs, and though aligning with them, what that has on your experience, and that you can change them. We also have, yep, King of Swords, which is this truth. I feel like this is also, it's so interesting because I feel like you've likely been moving through your experience with your head, right? I feel like you may resonate with being led by your heart, being led by your intellect, right? And I feel like this is going to really change that. I feel like it's going to bless you by helping you to bring balance to your head and your heart, help you to acknowledge truth, right? It's not just about being intellectual and logical. It's about having balance in both. And I think you're maybe going to be exposed to, or blessed in the sense that you're going to understand and see the truth of the power that lies within you, both your heart and your head. Right? Thoughts create things. I'm sure you've probably heard that before. Okay? So again, it seems like it's going to put you in a position where you can take responsibility for what you're creating and use that intellect, that attention to detail, if you will, that more, analytical, logical side, and use it to your advantage by creating a reality that brings you harmony, that allows you to align with the highest versions of yourself and see that mirrored back to you. The guidance that will best support your evolution. Yeah, the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Yeah, this is really about breaking you free from all of the belief systems or the paradigms, the programming, whatever it is, that has led you to take on a certain way of being and to live a certain way and to experience life a certain way. And I feel like it's going to crack you open and show you a different world, show you a different reality, a more true reality. But first, you have to be cracked open. I think I've said this a bazillion times recently, and maybe I've said it in this reading already once. I can't recall because again, I've said it so many times. But the truth will set you free. Okay, I'm a huge proponent of that phrase, but add on the end of it, but first it's going to hurt a lot. Okay, anybody on a spiritual journey, like a true spiritual journey, will tell you that. The truth will absolutely set you free in the most beautiful, profound ways that truly words cannot do justice to. But it hurts a lot. A lot. Okay? And this is where I feel this is the guidance that I feel like you need right now. Understand that this cracking open is for you. It is to help you to evolve to the highest version of yourself. The most, like the most honest, the most truthful, the most clear version of yourself, where you are moving intentionally, where you are taking responsibility for yourself, where you are creating a reality that you can be proud of. which means you've got to take responsibility for what you are putting out into the world. And here's the thing, whether you want to believe this or not, and whether in this incarnation or another, you have to atone for the things. You have to. You will at some point or another. Energy cannot be destroyed, right? So it will find its way, it will find its way back to you at some point, in some way, shape, or form. And in order to evolve as a soul, you have to atone for things. You have to purify your heart. How do you do that? Well, you get cracked all the way freaking open and you deal with whatever flows out. And you acknowledge it for what it is, which is a means to help you to do that. Okay? So, holy crap, Capricorn, it feels to me like, I mean, you have you have 3 major arcana cards out here for you for this reading. So I do feel like, as with many of the Tarotscopes that I've done for this month, that you are likely going through a uncovering, right, of yourself, an unfolding of yourself. You're having the mystery that is you revealed to you, or you have the opportunity to do that. You have the opportunity to dive deeper, to essentially dive into your truth, right? But it is up to you what you do with that. It is up to you how you move with this energy. If you choose to allow it to influence how you experience life, or if you just keep doing the same thing and experiencing the same things, right? There is a completely different reality, again, that is open here for you to experience. One that maybe is more harmonious, one that feels more truthful, more, how do you say, less surface level, right? Has more depth to it. But again, it's completely up to you of whether or not you experience that. So that is what I have for you, Capricorn. Thank you so very much for joining me. If something in this reading has resonated or been valuable for you, please do the YouTube things by liking, sharing, commenting below, or subscribing. It really does help the channel to grow, and I'm truly so very grateful for that. I pray that you have a beautiful month and that you are able to see the truth, acknowledge it, and move in it. Always being intentional about what it is you're putting out into the universe and creating what you get back, versus creating things that, you know, and that you're creating things that you want to experience, that you actually desire, not things that are uncomfortable, unpleasant, you know, that you don't want to experience, right? We certainly experience challenges and discomfort throughout our growth process, you know, like growing pains. But if we experience constant suffering, that is our own doing. And so I pray that you're able to see truth, and that you're able to reconnect with this knowing of yourself and your ability to create the world around you. Take care of your powerful, spiritual, deep soul. Peace be with you and within you, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.